Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, hitting you with a summer glowy makeup and body essential video because we are in the height of summer. We are mid-July, it's the 15th of July right now. We are in the height of summer. I don't want to be hearing heat waves. Like yes we have. We've had like 3 heat waves in the space of 2 months, but we are actually having a summer. As a British person, if you are a British person as well, we complain no matter what weather it is. Like, yes, I know it's been hot. So we've been like in the 30s. That's not normal. That's not normal for the UK. But we're actually having a summer. Like, years ago, we had like shit summers basically. And we're actually having a summer for once. Gorgeous weather. Yes, I know some people can't bear it. But as a summer baby, I love the sun and it just makes me so happy. So I thought I would create this summer glowy makeup. Like, I'm not really a makeup wearer in the summer, but if you do want to get glam, then you can take inspo from this. Also, keep the glowy body as well. Like, I'm not really a body glow person, but I feel like I now have to do this because I'm in love. We've got the glowy makeup and then obviously the body as well. I'm just here for it. So if you want to see how I achieve this entire look, then carry on watching. Before we start, I just want to address the hair situation. This is my natural curly hair. I'm just trying to get back into having my curly hair again as I'm on a hair care journey. So this is what we're doing today, and I feel like it will go really nicely with today's look. Obviously some bits aren't going to be naturally curly because I have tape extensions in, so just ignore that. I also have them clipped back as well to give a little bit of volume. And yes, I do have a top on. I have a white bandeau on. I just feel like, especially with like the body situation that we're going to do towards the end of the video, I prefer having a bandeau on. Let's get right into the makeup. So we're in the height of summer. I feel like this is the best summer we've actually had in a long while. We've had heat waves. Like, it's only rained like a few times like this summer, and I'm just so happy we're actually having a summer for once. When it comes to makeup, I'm not really a makeup wearer, but when I do want to wear makeup, it has to be super glowy, super dewy as well, and that is what I'm going to show you today. First step is priming. Now, I have many primers here. I specifically love gripping primers. Not that my makeup doesn't really last, because it actually does. Like, even regardless if I don't have a primer on, it still lasts anyway. But if you feel like your makeup is slipping and sliding throughout the day or it doesn't really last, then try a gripping primer. I've been wearing grippy primers for about, I'd probably say 3 years, and I feel like just the way my makeup looks in general, not about the longevity, I just feel like my makeup looks a lot better. I don't know why. When it comes to a gripping primer, or just primers in general, think of like paint. You need to put a primer on before you put on the paint. So when it comes to your makeup, you put the primer on and then your base so that it's more long lasting. You're going to get the longevity out of it. And when it comes to a gripping primer, they're going to have a slight tack to them. So again, once you've applied that, you'll feel the slight tackiness when you press your skin, and then when you go on with your liquids and your creams, it's gonna grip them in place. So that is why I love my grippy primers. Obviously I'm not going to use all these today because that would be absolutely crazy, but I do just want to show you some options that you could try. So we firstly have the Jordana Tisha Hold It Still Grippy Primer. Sorry, I have no idea if that was even in focus, but yeah, this is the Jordana Tisha Hold It Still Gripping Primer. We also have, this is probably one of my favourites, so this is the Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer. Then we have the TheBeautycrop Double XL Gripping Primer. Obviously they're all gripping primers. And then lastly is the Huda Beauty, again, gripping primer. These actually all have skincare benefits in them, skincare ingredients in them, which is really good, which I feel like most brands are doing at the moment. They all have hyaluronic acid in there. I know with the Huda Beauty one there is aloe gel in there, like aloe vera in there to help with soothing and calming the skin. With the Maybelline there is 2% niacinamide in there as well, so that is absolutely great. And then yeah, so the hyaluronic acid one is in the Beautycrop one, and then I can't remember with the Jordana Tisha one. It does say that it does prep to smooth and hydrate the skin. So yes, all of them do have some skincare benefits in there. I think today I'm going to use the Beautycrop one because I actually haven't used it in a while. So it does have this small little pipette at the end, and then I'm just gonna kind of just scribble it all over. You can place primers wherever you want, wherever you feel like your makeup isn't lasting, but I just like to apply it all over. Do not worry, it's not going to look red on the skin. That is obviously just the colour. And then just blend it everywhere. Also, as you can see, I already have my brows done because my brows never change, and I just feel like it's such a boring step to show on camera or even do off camera. It only takes me 5 minutes to do, and as I said, I literally do the same brows no matter what makeup look I'm doing. No matter what grippy primer I'm going to use, I always let it sit on the skin for a couple minutes, but you can see that slight tack to the skin. So again, that is just going to help grip all your foundations and cream products. And to show you how grippy this primer really is, I have a lash box here, and look, if that's going to hold my lash box, then imagine what it's going to do to all your liquids and creams. I then would typically go in with my high coverage concealer to do any spot concealing, any scar concealing as well, but no, as we're doing a summer glowy makeup, we need the skin to glow. Even though that primer is giving me a gorgeous glow, we still need to amplify it. So I have these two products. So the first one is the HNB Cosmetics Soft Focus Glow Tint. So this is a skin tint. And then we have the McoBeauty Gripping Illuminating Base. Never actually tried this before. I have tried the HNB one and I actually do love it. It's not got like high or like even medium coverage as like your typical skin tint would. There is colour there, and the glow you get from this is honestly stunning. So I feel like, I don't really know, because sometimes I would mix this in with a skin tint or a foundation, but I just want to see what this McoBeauty one is like because I've never tried it. So it does say grip illuminating base, so I mean we're going to get extra grip even though we've already got the gripping primer on. Let's see what this is like. I mean, there's no specific shade. It doesn't actually have a shade on it, so hopefully this will suit every skin tone. I am going to apply this with a brush. I wouldn't usually do that, but obviously I don't want to disturb the primer underneath. And okay, so this is this side with obviously just the primer on, and then this, you can see that kind of golden glow. That is actually stunning. I actually really like this. Like, I only started really loving McoBeauty this year. I haven't tried a lot from them, but again, this is just the side with the gripping primer on. Yes, there is a glow there, but that golden glow, like, it's not too much as well, because I thought, obviously looking at it, I thought it was going to be quite intense. I thought I was going to look like a Tin Man, but oh my god, I'm actually in love with this. See, I don't know how I'd feel about wearing it on its own, because as I said, like in the summer I don't really wear like a full face, like especially when I'm on holiday as well. I'll just like spot conceal, go over like with cream bronzer and cream blush. That's about it, and set it with a bit of powder. So I wonder what this would be like doing that routine. I feel like you can even see with me facing the front as well, you can really see that luminosity. Okay, McoBeauty, come through. I wouldn't know what this would be a dupe for, because they dupe like the best products out there, whether it's like a high-end brand or kind of like middle range brand. And yeah, I mean, if anyone knows what this is a dupe for, even if it isn't a dupe and it's literally just a product they have in their like obviously range, then let me know. Just want to show you my, also jump scare, just want to show you my skin up close because you can really see that luminosity. I'm honestly in love with that product. Now onto spot concealing. Now I would usually use my trusty NARS pot concealer in the shade Ginger, which is medium 2, but the shade is actually too light for me, as I've had a tan from the gorgeous, whether I literally just tanned in my garden and I've caught a tan. Yeah, I've caught the sun. Obviously I went away in April, it just slightly faded, and then we had the heat wave in June I think it was, and I caught the sun, thank god. But yeah, this shade no longer matches me. I do need to get a darker shade actually, so instead I'm actually going to use the Pink Honey bronzing, I forgot what it's called then, bronzing face frosting. So this is obviously a cream bronzer, and I've used this as a foundation. I keep seeing it all on Pink Honey's socials that they use this as a foundation, and I thought I'm gonna have to try this. Tried it, loved it, checked my TikTok out, and oh my god, I just feel like this is like the perfect shade for me, being a little bit more tan. And I'm going to use that to spot conceal because it does have like high coverage. So the shade I have is Buttercream, and oh my god, It's honestly just so beautiful. So yeah, I'm going to use that to spot conceal. Just going to dab in with a little eyeshadow brush, like a little small dense eyeshadow brush, and go over any spots that I may have, any scarring as well. That is spot concealing done. Do you know what? I would actually love to just leave it like this, if I'm completely honest, but I do want to show you what it's like kind of having like a medium coverage base. I could literally go in with like cream bronzer and cream blush right now, but if you are a skin tint wearer, foundation wearer, then obviously I want to show you that as well. Skin tint or foundation now is totally up to you what you want to use. It's personal preference. Some skin tints nowadays, do you know what, they actually have a really good like coverage. They have more of like a medium buildable coverage rather than like some brands where it's more of a sheer coverage and it literally looks like nothing. But obviously if your skin is perfect you won't even know. But I love skin tints that actually have some coverage to them. I don't have it with me, but I think it's L'Oreal, the True Match skin tint. That is probably one of the best skin tints I've used, like drugstore wise. Other than that, like I don't really wear them apart from the Kylie Cosmetics skin tint. You have all probably seen this. This went absolutely viral, and mine is in the shade at 6.5 WN, so it does have a warm neutral undertone. Now this doesn't 100% match my skin right now. I think 7W or 8W. Can't remember. That matches like my tan skin, but I don't have it, so we're gonna have to use the one that I have. As I said, I love this because it does have a medium buildable coverage, and yeah, this is, I mean, the shade's not too bad, like it's not too light, but I do need a darker shade. I'm not gonna put as much on, even though it does look like I put a lot on there, but I kind of like, yeah, I do like to build up, but I don't like to apply as much because I still want to see that glow. Instead of using a dense but fluffy brush, I'm actually going to use this kind of, I think is that a kabuki brush? I can't remember what it's called, but this is from HNB Cosmetics. You only get it with the glow tint, so I'm just going to kind of like fan it on as such. Usually I would press any foundation in or even a skin tint, but this one, because I've obviously got the coverage there from the concealer, was not even the concealer, the cream bronzer, I can kind of just like dust it on, not dust it on, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just doing soft circular motions and making sure there is no streaks, especially with the type of brush that it is as well. So that is my base done, especially in the summer. I love my freckles to still peep through, or even just any scarring, you know, because I kind of make it look as a freckle. But yeah, I always love my freckles to still show through. This skin is super lightweight. You can apply as little as you want or as much as you want. Again, it's just totally up to you if you don't want the full, if you don't want it to be full coverage or if you want it to be like coverage as well. I'm not sure what finish this is. I don't know if it's a matte finish or like a soft matte finish, but you can still see the glow anyway, thankfully. If I didn't want to apply as much, I could probably just apply it like in this area and here as well. So if I applied any cream products first and then any areas that I just wanted a little bit of coverage, I just apply it in my jaw area and then kind of just like by the sides of my nose. Cream bronzer now. I have found a new love for a shimmery cream bronzer. I've never heard of a shimmery cream bronzer, to be fair, only a shimmery powdered one, and I found this one, I think it was a couple of months ago actually, from Sephora. So this is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. So it's an all over warming complexion tint in the shade dark. Now I don't think you'll be able to see like the kind of sheen from it. I might swatch it so you can see what I mean, like hopefully you can see it. Obviously this looks super dark, you're thinking whoa, that is too dark for you, but when you do swatch it, again looks super dark, but then when you blend it out it's actually a gorgeous shade and it shares out quite nicely. But yeah, hopefully you can see that sheen. So that is how it's going to look on the skin. It's honestly just so beautiful. So yeah, this is in the shade dark, so I did get this when I was more tan, but it still should be fine for now. This is actually the only product I've ever tried, actually no, it isn't a lie, As I said, this is the only product I tried from Makeup by Mario. I do have a cream blush as well, but anything else I've never tried. I want to try like the foundations. I think there's like a liquid version like this. I can't remember. It's like a tint or like glowy tint. I have no idea. Especially his lip products as well. There's so much I want to try. So let's go in with this. I'm just going to dip into it as normal and then take the excess off on the back of my hand. I am going to slowly build this up because usually with cream bronzer I just go in heavy and then blend it out, but with this one I just want to hit the points where the sun would obviously naturally hit, so especially the forehead. My forehead goes so dark when I've tanned. Just light pressure because usually I would like beating my face, but in the summer I just like to do light pressure and slowly build up the colour. Now as you can see, that on my forehead looks completely different to it in the pan, so it is a sheer to be fair, you can build it up, but I mean like you don't need to have that colour on your face straight away, if you know what I mean. Then on the cheekbones, I have just put a little bit on my nose, just kind of like contour, but I literally just like dabbed over like the bridge instead of full on contouring. I went on my jawline as well, on my chin, and as you can see it just gives me a gorgeous glow. I also feel like my skin looks more glowy as well, like that gripping illuminating primer has like come through the foundation, because before it kind of looks a lot more soft matte with the skin tint, the Kylie skin tint, but that primer is like peeped through, which I'm so glad. And that is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. As I said, it looks super dark, like obviously the shade is dark in the pan, but on the skin like it's just shaded out so beautifully. That's why I just love this. Obviously if you really wanted to make it dark, like you could do. I'm just going to make my forehead just a little bit darker because as I said, I always get such a dark forehead in the summer, but I'm only just going to do this like on my forehead and maybe just like the contours of my cheekbones as well to give a little bit more definition. And that is it. I'm not even going to touch anywhere else. I've just kept that in the contours of my cheekbones so it's really defined. I just like blended it out as well and then kept that darkness to my forehead also. But how beautiful is that product? Like, Makeup by Mario it's spenny, but his products are seriously worth it. Cream blush time. Oh my god, this is like my favourite thing. Like specifically cream bronzer and cream blush in the summer now. You all know I've been loving my berry undertones, but when it comes to the summertime, I like to be more peachy instead of pink. I don't know why. I feel like in the winter, I like my more cool tone baby pinks, and then in autumn, I like my berry tones, but obviously I've crept my berry tones into into like late spring, early summer. But July, August time, I am wearing peach blush tones. So I always love my HNB Cosmetics glossy skin blush tints, specifically the muted shade. So the berry one was muted 10 and the shade is muted 3. So you can see that kind of peachy coral undertone, but it's just obviously a little bit more muted. And then I always like to have a ombre blush, so I am going to use also the Pink Honey blushing face frosting, and this is in the shade Coral Cream, so it is more of a lighter peachy coral, so we can have that ombre. I'm going to use the HNB Cosmetics one first and just keep the dark shade more higher up. Dip in with my brush. This is actually a HNB Cosmetics brush, to be honest with you. This is the F05, so it's part of the face collection, and then dab on the back of my hand with the excess. And then for placement, as I said, I'm just going to keep the shade more higher up, so kind of just like the outer portion of my cheeks, and then drag the shade up to the temples and at the side of my brows. And oh, it's kind of giving like sunburn, but like not intense. Keeping with the light pressure as well, I'm just going to softly blend that right up to my waterline. Then the same on this side. Oh, this shade, this honestly is so gorgeous. It actually feels weird not wearing my berry tones, but especially on holiday I can't be wearing them shades, I'm not gonna lie. Then to make my cheeks pop even more, I'm going to go in with the Pink Honey one in Coral cream and only use this shade like on the apples of my cheeks instead. I'm just kind of lightly fan this shade backwards, keeping it to the apples of your cheeks, and then just kind of softly blend it in with the HNB one. Go back in with the other brush if needed, again just to make sure that is nicely blended. You can see the difference from this cheek, so my left one only has the HNB one, still gorgeous. Like, I would literally leave it like that, but I do love that little pop of colour on my cheek. There's a cheekbone, apples of my cheek, so it's just so cute. Obviously we're still getting the glow from the HNB one, and also the pink honey one has like a slight sheen as well, but specifically the HNB one, like, oh, these are just, yeah, these are perfect for the summer. And how cute does that look? Oh, I'm just so here for this style of makeup. So we are going to add concealer, obviously, because I do not want to have blush here, but that is why adding concealer last. It's just going to help everything blend it nicely. I'm not going to go super bright with my concealer just because I like it to look more natural, if you want to say that. Obviously this isn't natural, but yeah, I like to keep it more on the natural side, so I'm going to use more of a shade that kind of matches my foundation. So this is the HNB Cosmetics Smooth Filter Weightless Concealer. So this was the newer concealer that they have instead of the Soft Focus. What's it called? Soft Focus? Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. I haven't used it in a hot minute, so I literally forgot. But this is in the shade 3N. So I'm going to use the shade on my forehead. Not going to use it down the bridge of my nose, and then obviously down the sides of my nose. I'm not going to bring it up this way because, again, I don't want to bring it out too far. But on the chin, and then above my lips as well. Then just blend it out with a brush. This is not a brush, this is a sponge. This is one of the Pink Honey Flutter Baby sponges, and as you can see, like, it's not super brightening. It's more of a shade that kind of matches my foundation. It's only like a little bit lighter than the foundation. Sorry, the foundation, the skin tint. Just blending the concealer down the sides of my nose, and you will see afterwards how nicely that the blush just blends in with the concealer. I don't like, obviously it's not a harsh line, but I don't like to see where the blush kind of starts, if you know what I mean. I do not want to see a start and finish to my blush, so we want it to all be nice and seamless. And there you have it. It's just nicely blended in with the concealer. Not too bright under the eyes, whereas like this side, obviously I have the concealer there, but you can see like where the blush starts. So we don't want that to be seen. I do just want a little bit of brightness, so I have gone in with my Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade 175W, and I've literally gone boop, boop, boop there. I don't want too much, so just gonna quickly blend that out. You can see it's not even done like that much, so yeah, I only put it in the inner corner just to wake me up ever so slightly. Like, look how quick and easy that was, and you can just see that it's just softly brightened that inner corner. This next step is optional. I don't really want to do it, but I have to with my skin type being oily combination. So I'm going to powder, but I'm not going to use a loose powder. I want to go in with a pressed one because obviously it is much more lightweight. I have to powder this because I could not go out with this glowy base. Like, I'm loving how it is looking, but it needs to be set. In every single makeup look, I would use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake loose powder in the shade Pound Cake. So we have the pressed version, the Easy Bake pressed powder, exact same as the loose one, obviously in a pressed version. So we are just going to lightly set in places that I don't want it to be glowy. So for instance, like here where my jaw is, like here, my forehead, and we're going to set all the creams with the corresponding products. So cream bronzer, I'm going to set it with a powder bronzer. Cream blush, set it with a powder blush, or even just leave it dewy. But yeah, this parts of my face do need to be set because this will literally come off. Like, I'm not really a face toucher anyway, but I just know for a fact, like, something would come off. Using a much smaller brush just to set under the eye, like even though I use a small amount of concealer, like it's still going to crease. Like I have natural lines anyway, even use a small amount of concealer, it's still going to just slightly crease. So we're just going to set the under eye, and that's how it looks. So my cheeks are still nice and glowy from the cream bronzer and cream blush. Also my forehead as well, I only set the centre of my forehead and then I did down the sides and my bridge of my nose, under the eyes, here and here. Powder bronzer, so we are going to set this because it needs to be set in place. I'd love to leave it but I can't. So I have 3 options here. I don't know what to use because I always use my go-to NARS Laguna powder bronzer in the shade 6. This shade suits me when I don't have a tan and when I do have a tan. It has a nice like red undertone, which I love. My ride or die is my Be Perfect Fahrenheit powder bronzer in the shade Flare. Gorgeous warm undertone. I've had this longer than it says anyway, 12 months. I've had it, oh my god, years. Like I'd say more than 3 years. It's just that good. And then I've nearly had the R.e.m.beauty satin matte bronzer. This is in the shade Blaze. I love this. This is kind of like an in-between shade, I'd probably say, from the NARS one and then the Be Perfect one. Like it's not too dark and it's not too light either. I might, because I do want to be bronze, like nice and warm, I might go in with the R.e.m. one instead. Seriously love the packaging. I think, yeah, I did a full face of R.e.m.beauty here on YouTube. How did I forget? So I actually used this and I did love it. I'm gonna switch up the brush. So I would always use some sort of like angled brush like this to really contour. I might use an angled one for like my cheekbones, but I'm gonna use a more like domed fluffy brush for my bronzer. Actually, I'm going to use this bigger one. This is from HNB. Again, it's a lot more flexible. It's not as dense, but yeah, I'm gonna switch it up. I don't really want the bronzer to be like dead precise as I usually would. I just kind of want it to be messy, obviously, so it still looks nice, but I'm just gonna literally just like dust it on just so it lightly sets that cream bronzer. I still want the glow to come through, so hopefully I don't want to massify it too much. Just be careful when obviously putting a powder onto a cream or even a liquid. You don't want it to look patchy, so that's why I'm like pressing it on but also like fluffing it on as well, because I don't want it to cling. I don't want a powder to cling to the cream, and thank god it's not. I've just been fluffing on my jawline and kind of just bringing it onto like my jaw bit as well, because I want to be super bronzed. Love, love, love. The glow is still there, which I'm really happy with. Powder blush, I have 3 options here. 2 of them are matte and then one of them is actually shimmery, so I feel like I'm going to go with the shimmery option. But we're going to have the R.e.m.beauty powder blush. This packaging again. So this is the satin matte blush in the shade Peach Planet. These blushes, stunning, stunning, stunning. Absolutely love them. I haven't worn this for a while actually, because obviously I've been wearing my berry tones. Then we have the Beauty Pretty Fly powder blushes. This is in the shade Take Me to the Peach. Obviously these powders don't exist anymore. They will be coming back with powder bronzers. I hope they do a bronzer. They will be coming back with their powder blushes, but this, I remember this was literally like my go-to peach blush. Obsessed. We also have, so this is like the old packaging. This is the newer packaging, so obviously it's just a bit more rounded, a bit more sleek. And obviously the whole rebrand is different anyway. You've seen with the primer that I did show you. But this is in the shade Viva La Vacay. This is a shimmery blush. So this is how they used to look, with the DB in the middle and then like the palm trees as well. And then they just went to the complete matte with no kind of like, is it imprint, like press, whatever it's called, I don't know, but you know what I mean. But yeah, this is a shimmery blush. I'll give it a little swatch. It has more of like kind of like a gold shimmer to it. That is not the best swatch. You can kind of see that. So I feel like I'm gonna go with this. Same technique. I've got a more fluffy brush instead of like a more precise blush brush. So, whoa, I forgot how pigmented these old formulas worse, so just dust it around on the brush and then just lightly tap it on to keep the glow there. Usually with a glowy brush I kind of have like a more mattifying blush and then I'll add this as a topper, but look, that golden glow. Oh my god, I actually forgot. I hope they bring like a shade like this back because it's so nice. Also you can see that peachiness as well, but also that glow. Like I don't actually think I need highlighters. To be fair, you don't even need highlighters with these glowy blushes. I wasn't going to go in with highlighter, but I do love adding highlighter down the bridge of my nose and on my forehead as well. So I have this Be Perfect one. So this is the Polar Vortex Radiant highlighter. This is in the shade Pink Icicle. Yes, I know I've been more of a peachy tone, but it kind of does match. So you don't really see like the pink from it, I would say. So I'm just going to lightly do it here on both sides, like not too much, and then I think because obviously this brush is really fluffy, so just kind of like the top of the bridge of my nose and then like the tip. Oh, the tip as well. And then sometimes I like to do my chin. Not too much, and then I'm just gonna like dust it over. Like I said, I don't really need highlights because I've got it from the blush anyway. Before we do put lashes or do any mascara, I am going to set it in place because, again, we want this to be long lasting. We've got the longevity from the gripping primer and now we have it from the setting spray as well. So I'm going to use one. Oh, which one do I use first? I'm going to use this twice actually. So I'm first going to use the HNB Cosmetics Air Wisp Mattifying Setting Spray. This is an absolute dream. It's an aerosol setting spray. Like you can hear, you really need to shake it up. It has a little bowl inside to mix all those products together. And then after that, I'm going to use the one size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. I mean, it literally says it glass setting spray. It's going to melt all your powders together. So if you really have powdered, what I usually would do, this is just going to melt them all nicely together and then give you that gorgeous glow. But I'm firstly going to use this first, then go in with the one size and then use this again. I'm actually just going to put my bonnet on because I don't really want to, I hate getting setting spray. Oh, the fact that I'm going to get makeup on this as well is good. What the hell? Yeah, I hate getting setting spray like in my hair. I usually would use a towel, but do you know what? I've actually been loving this bonnet because like since having extensions, my hairdresser did suggest like getting one because obviously from the friction from the pillow. What on earth? But yeah, I'm going to use the HNB one first. I know it sounds super intense, but it's so lightweight. Like you can't even feel it. It literally just feels like nothing. It's as if like I haven't sprayed anything on the skin, so that is going to help combat any oils and keep it long lasting as well. It's not going to mattify, so don't worry about that because look, you can still see the glow. Because obviously when people think of a mattifying setting spray, they think, oh, it's literally going to mattify everything. No, it's just going to help with any oils. Then go in with the one size glass setting spray. I go in with quite a bit of that because I love that glass skin look. I love the dewiness. And as you can see, that glow, like even here, has really been intensified by that spray. I don't even know what I did without this, you know. Let's take this off and not embarrass myself ever again. Oh, that is just why I love that. That is my new favourite combo, but specifically that one size one. But that is the base all complete. I am going to do eyes and lips off camera because you can literally do whatever you want. Like with lashes, just wear mascara, wear individuals, clusters, whatever you want, and then obviously lip of choice, but I do want this to be more base focused, so I'm just going to do everything else off camera. That is the makeup all done. If you do want to know what I use on the eyes and the lips, so I did use I literally just use any mascara at this point. So this is the No. 7 Pro Artist That's a Wrap tubing mascara. I do love a tubing mascara, comes off so easily, so I use that, and then I have like a little wing. I don't know if you can see, like a very thin wing. I use the Fenty Beauty, what is this called? The longwear, no, the Fly Liner Longwear Liquid Eyeliner in the shade, what's it called? In Big Truffle. So it is a brown liner, like a chocolatey brown liner, which I love, instead of a black. I think black is a bit too harsh for me now. So yeah, that was the eyes. And then lashes, obviously you can't get Lulabelle's anymore, so Layla, who's friends with Jordan Lipscomb, she used to have a lash brand called Lulabelle's. This was in the style LW08, so if you do have these lashes, then that is the style. Just a nice cute half lash, like cat eye as well, like not too much. Love, love, love. Then on the lips I use the McoBeauty, so these are the lip stain and sculpt, so it's a dupe for the Huda Beauty ones. I prefer them than the Huda Beauty ones, not gonna lie. More affordable, and the payoff, like the colour payoff, like it's instant as well. £9 I think these are. This is in the shade chestnut brown. Honestly just obsessed with these, like it's all the wear. And then also the McoBeauty Ultra Shine lip glazes also. I've not actually tried this one yet, but this is in the shade Glamour Girl, so it's kind of like a shimmery, like a shimmery gloss. Obsessed. Now on to body glow. So we've got the summer glowy makeup. Now we need the summer glow body. Just gonna angle the camera down a little bit more so you can see more of like the chest. Not gonna lie, I never really use body glow on holiday or in the summer, but I just feel like I'm really missing out. Like there are so many products out there. You have like tans with glowing, you have body oils, you have body sprays, body creams, but Erin Rose, she's from Liverpool. Search her up on YouTube. No, she doesn't have YouTube anymore. Search her up on TikTok, search her up on Instagram, and she actually collaborated with Palmer's. Now, these are new products. So this is the Cocoa Butter. This is the Shimmer Radiance Body Gloss. I mean, it sounds incredible. And then this is the body oil as well, so the Shimmer Radiance Body Oil. She used this one first and then the oil on top, and we're going to try them today. The body gloss, this sounds gorgeous. So it illuminates the skin for an all over shimmer, gives skin a healthy appearance, blurs imperfections, deeply nourishes the skin, and adds rich radiance and ethereal glow. It said it doesn't dye or it doesn't stain clothes or skin, which is good, and then has a 48-hour moisture, and it's dermatologist approved as well. So let's give this a go. Just gonna squeeze a bit out on the back of my, whoa, back of my hand. Look at that. That. Let me just kind of like swatch it. I need this on me right now. And it has that classic Palmer's smell, the cocoa butter with vitamin E. Oh my god, I haven't used like Palmer's in years. I have like this body brush. I'm gonna use that, so I'm just gonna dab that on the brush, and then I'm gonna do like one, actually I was gonna do like half and half, but this is like my skin before, and then let's go in with the body gloss. Wow, that instant like shimmer. That is actually beautiful. A bit more here, especially like even when I'm more tan as well, that is gonna look stunning. I'm obviously not going to do a wear test as well because I'm not going out at all, but I definitely will try it on holiday and let you know. Let's just add a little bit on the shoulders. Oh my god, I seriously miss out on body glow. Like, why don't I do it more? I feel like I added way too much there. I feel like a little bit goes a long way, so I've definitely used a bit too much. I'm just going to evenly distribute it. So that is the Shimmer Radiance Body Gloss. I don't even feel like we need the oil, but Erin did use that on top. Look at that glow, oh my god. So with the body oil, this does the exact same. So it illuminates skin for an all over shimmer, amplifies skin rich tonality, blurs imperfections, deep hydrates, and creates a filter flawless appearance. So let's give this a go. Hopefully it doesn't go on my white bandeau. Ugh. I'm just going to do it on one side first, just to see. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I feel like because it does have that kind of like deep golden tone. Look at the, I mean, let me just put this all over one side first. Oh my god, I cannot get over this. That actually is unreal. Okay, so my right side, this has the body gloss and then the body oil on, and I can definitely tell a difference. Like I said, it has that kind of like deep golden undertone. Oh, so it's made such a difference. So this is the side with just the body gloss, this is the gloss and the oil. I feel like it's made me look a little bit more darker. Hopefully you can see the difference, because I can, like even in my mirror, even on camera. Let's add this on this side. Wow, this is actually gonna look insane on holiday. I'm going to Fuengirola in Malaga, Spain, and it's gonna be like 30 odd degrees, and I'm going for my birthday as well. And the way like I tan like quick, and I go quite dark as well, so the way this is gonna look on like even more tan skin, I'm so ready. And that's how my chest and like upper arms look with the body gloss. I'm gonna lock that so none of the product comes out, but that is the gloss, the body gloss and the body oil. I think they were like £11.99, I can't remember, like each. They were like less than £15 each. Anyway, come to like less than £25 with them both together. I am in love. Like my body looks wet, it looks shimmery as well. Like that, the oil specifically, that really does something. I just like a little bit of like bronze to your skin, like not too much. I don't feel like it's gonna like tan you or anything like that. Also ignore the little bit of makeup on my bandeau top. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I know some people might ask if it's like transfer proof or if it's sticky. I should have really checked that, like this on its own first and then that on top. But if you're wearing them both together, like it's been on for like a few minutes now, my hands are nice and dry. I mean, like, yeah, it's obviously gonna come off, so if you're thinking of hugging people like whilst this is on, I wouldn't. So yeah, I could imagine it would be like transfer proof because it is like shimmery on my fingers now. So yeah, avoid hugging anyone. Like if you want an affordable like body glow, I got this from Superdrug. I think you can get it from Boots as well, and obviously like Palmer's website. But if you want an affordable body glow, like this is 155ml. I think it's 155, yeah, 155ml and then 150ml. Like this is gonna last me forever. And that is my summer glowy makeup and glowy body essentials. I'm obsessed with how this has turned out. I feel like it's really come together, especially with the hair as well, because like I said, I'm trying to get used to have my curly hair back, and I've just kind of like pinned it just at the side, like a little hair grip there, so it's like behind my ear so you can see my earrings. I've put a bit of hair at the front because I like to have my hair to the side now instead of a middle parting, and the glowy body is just everything. This is making the look 10 times better. The skin is nice and glowy. I'm about to say I'm so ready for the summer. We're already having a summer. I'm just so ready to do this look even more. I just thought that I usually would go in with my freckle pen, which I can't believe I forgot about. So the Pink Honey freckle pen, I can't believe I actually forgot about that. So I have the shades medium and dark as well. I'm first going to use the shade dark just to make more of like prominent like beauty marks. So there on my cheek and then on my kind of like the side of my mouth, and then above my brow, and then the other brow. And then I'll use the shade medium to do kind of like enhance the freckles I already have. So I'll just tap it on and then tap over it as well with my finger so it's not like intense. Can't believe I actually Forgot about my freckle pen. What the hell? I always do this with like every single look. Whether it's like no makeup, whether it's full glam. Like I don't do these freckles all the time like across my nose, but I feel like in the summer I really want to enhance them. I think that's about it. I don't really want to go like too heavy. And we are done. So here is a close-up of the makeup. Oh, I'm just in love with how it looks, like how glowy it is, like the peachiness, like the glowy bronzer as well. Oh. And of course the glowy is it décolleté? I have no idea. And then like half of my arm as well. I don't want to do like the entire of my arms, but you can tell the difference. Like this is no body glow versus like the glow here. The way I can't wait to use this on holiday. Wow. That is the look complete. I'm so obsessed. I love it, love it, love it. I don't want to put like a necklace on either because I just feel like the glowy body is the moment. But if you want to know all the details of all the products that I use, they will be in the description box. And if you're ready for a glowy summer, if you're ready to have a glowy summer, then I can't wait. Really hope you enjoyed watching me do this glowy makeup and the glowy body essentials as well. I really hope you did enjoy watching, and I will see you in my next video.